Board of Education approve the following list of Western Reading School District transportation drivers and substitutes for the listed contractor for the 2018-19 school year as follows, contingent upon receipt of necessary paperwork. Contractor Captain Transit, drivers Captain Mayfield.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Gavita and then seconded by Mr. Dershowitz. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does pass. A motion for 19, please.
I recommend the Board of Education approve the waiver of expulsion, hearing, and stipulation relating to the following student, hereby excluding student from West Wayne School District in accordance with the terms thereof. That's 118.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Auckland and then seconded by Mr. Gershi. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does pass. A motion for 20, please.
I recommend the Board of Education approve an agreement with On-Hand Net Schools Incorporated for the use of Ed Insight software for the remainder of the 2018-19 school year and the 2019-20 school year through 2022-2023 school year at a cost of $4,000 this year, $23,800 in 2019-20, and $18,800 each of the remaining 3 years.
I'll second.
Mike?
Second.
Sorry, guys. The motion was made by Mr. Hoke and then seconded by Mr. Auckland. Any questions or comments on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does pass. A motion for 21, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve the following personnel to be added to the district substitute list for the 2018-19 school year per certification. X 24, 34, 151, 114, 153, 168 guidelines, employment eligibility verification, U.S. Department of Justice as listed.
I'll second that.
Motion was made by Mr. Gershi and then seconded by Mr. Hope. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does pass. Could I have a motion for 21B, please?
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint the following to the listed advisor position for the 2018-2019 school year at a prorated salary listed in the professional employee's contract, contingent upon receipt of appearances. Lori Lucchesi, FCC LA advisor, $680.50.
Second.
Let me give it to Joe. The motion was made by Mr. Enslin and then seconded by Mr. Gambita. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does carry. A motion for 21C, please.
I recommend that the Board of Education appoint the following to the list of fall coaching positions for the 2019-2020 school year at the salary listed in the professional employees contract, contingent upon receipt of appearances. Robert Amos, tennis girls, $3,234.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Schaefer and then seconded by Mr. Wood. Any questions or comments? Was it Jeff? It's okay, Jeff. We'll give it to Ethan. Didn't even see your voice changed. The motion was made by Mr. Schaefer and then seconded by Mr. Gogolski. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? The motion does pass. Could I have a motion for 21D, please?
I move that the Board of Education appoint the following to the listed advisor and chairperson positions for the 2019-20 school year at the salary listed in the professional employees contract, attachment 1. I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Ethan. The motion was made by Mr. Gogolski and then seconded by Mr. Wood. Any questions or comments on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no.
No.
And any abstaining? The motion does pass. A motion for 21E, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve an extended unpaid leave of absence for the following employees till the end of the 2018-2019 school year as listed.
Second.
Motion was made by Mr. Wood and then seconded by Mr. Gershi. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does carry. A motion for 21F, please.
I move the Board of Education approve an intermittent unpaid leave of absence for the following employee until the end of the 2018-19 school year. For APS number 05-1919.
Second that?
Motion was made by Mr. Gambita and then seconded by Mr. Hoke. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed say no. Any abstaining? The motion does pass. A motion for 21G, please.
I move that the Board of Education approve a salary adjustment for long-term substitute teacher Mary Beth Booth to reflect her correct salary column from Step 1 Masters to Step 1 Masters plus 24 at the salary of $60,127 for the 2018-19 school year.
I'll second it.
Motion was made by Mr. Gershi and then seconded by Mr. Hope. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstain? The motion does pass. A motion for 21H, please.
I recommend the Board of Education approve following to the list of volunteers for the 2018-19 school year contingent upon receipt of clearances. Number 1, Christine Fossman, Evergreen Elementary, and number 2, Dawn Ganal at Evergreen Elementary.
Second.
A motion was made by Mr. Hoke and then seconded by Mr. Gershi. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstaining? Okay, the motion does pass. 22 is information dates. March 4th through the 8th is National Breakfast Week. March 5th was R.D. Wilson had roller skating. On the 6th, roller skating for grades 3 through 5. March 7th through 9th is the high school PMEA Region Band. March 12th is Evergreen PTA meeting at 3 o'clock. March 15th, an Act 80 and Service Day, which is a noon dismissal. March 16th and 17th is the high school PMEA District Jazz. March 21st through the 23rd is the high school PMEA Region and Chorus. March 22nd, Evergreen Second Grade Parent Day, Sioux Celebration from 1 to 1:45. On the 28th, we have the R.D. Wilson Science and Curiosity Fair from 6 to 8. March 29th, Evergreen kindergarten physicals, and also on the 29th, the middle school 6th grade physicals. For pre-kindergarten and kindergarten registration for the district will be held the week of March 25th, 2019 at R.D. Wilson and also at the Evergreen Elementary School. We have student teachers from Marywood University. Student teacher, we have Emily Kochko for special education, March 19th through May 10th. Evergreen is Jacqueline Janey and Kimberly Sidoni Lee for math, March 19th through May 10th. High school, Laura Wojner. Any questions on correspondence? Superintendent's report, any questions? On the assistant superintendent's report, how about the principal's report? Any federal programs to review? Other business, Mr. Leo.
Yes, you all have a map in front of you. I think
Yeah.
it came up a couple meetings ago with Waymark Borough requesting an easement across a small portion of our land for the Waymark Sports Complex for the Little League baseball field. So I've had a chance to review that easement, and I did speak to the engineer today, and I got a hold of the map because I hadn't seen the map yet. I really wanted to see the map. And it's this triangular piece of the map that you're looking at. They're requesting that we give them an easement for Area 1 is for maintenance and recreation easement so that they'll be able to improve that sports area down there. And then in the middle where it's crosshatched, they want to get water to there and also get, I don't even know if they have electric down there yet, but they want to get electric down there. And that gives them the right to put that across that portion of our ground, okay? So in looking at the document today, and I spoke to Chris Farrell, the Waymark Borough solicitor today, you know, I have no problem with recommending to you that you grant the easement contingent on me and Chris working out some indemnification language that I want. So yes, we'll give them the easement is my recommendation, but in turn, they hold us harmless for anything that might occur on our small portion of the property there. Anybody have any questions for me about that?
Well, yeah. What would happen in the future if the school decides they need to do something with that piece of property?
I know, so I looked at the parcel, it's a 33-acre parcel that this is Wilson sits on down there. And this is just this triangular piece down there. We wouldn't be able to restrict their use. That land will stay just like it is, and they're able to actually construct stuff on it.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be able to restrict our use.
Well, we'd have the right to go over and across it, but we would not be able to build on that triangle.
And this is their only route, this is the only way they can access that field?
Yeah, I think it's because it's how it's surrounded, it's right there where they want to do it. But I could show you the tax map and stuff, Gary, if you want to look at it.
Okay, I don't know if you remember seeing this, there's a
Dr.
tax
Garrett
map.
has it.
So this is our parcel here, this is theirs here, and it's this sliver here that juts out behind the softball field, so I'm not quite sure how much is.
Nothing that we can do anything with anyway, as far as those.
There's a creek that basically separates it as well, so really you would be having to go over this creek in order
That's
to
right.
utilize that
That's right behind the dugout.
softball field. Yeah, yep, right down that little.
Behind the tennis courts.
Matthew, what, go over
So I
that
think
some
somebody,
options.
if you're okay with doing it, somebody needs to make a motion approving that you enter into an easement agreement with Waymart Borough, per the map. You know, contingent upon the solicitors working out some language.
I'll move to do that contingent on your wording, whatever you want to add to it.
Did we have two options? Or no?
I guess we could always discuss it.
Oh, the other option, sure, if you don't want to act on it tonight, you want to take this home and think about it, you can act at the next meeting.
Let's do that.
I just, you know, if you want to research it more, I don't know what their timeline
Yeah,
is
that's
on starting there for Little League season or whatever it is, I'm not sure about that. But it wasn't until I finally got a hold of the map, I had seen the easement agreement last month, but I really was referencing a map, and I wanted to see the map, because the map will go on record in the courthouse, along with the easement agreement giving them the easement.
I know that R.D. Wilson School, as far as recreational sports programs and everything else, is a big part of the Waymart community. And I think that area is used quite regularly anyway, so I don't see any reason that we have to delay giving them that. If you'd like, if the majority wants to withdraw my motion, we can do that. If not, we should proceed.
I'm okay with that. Anybody else need more time?
No,
You want more time?
once you mentioned the stream.
The majority is not.
I realized where it's at now, because I climbed from the concession stand to that stupid stream and up the bank. So, I know where you're at. So it really isn't any use.
So we're good to go ahead with the motion? Okay, so then we'll just leave it as Mr. Hoke and Mr. Auckland? Okay, so we'll go ahead and take care of that. All right, the motion was made by Mr. Hoke and then seconded by Mr. Auckland. Are there any questions or further, anything? Okay. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. Any abstaining? Okay, the motion does carry. Any other business? Okay. Future meetings, March 25th at 6 o'clock is the board committee meeting, and then Monday, April 1st is the public board meeting here at 7 o'clock. I know. We did have a meeting February 25th at 6 o'clock with an executive session for personnel and municipal matters immediately following. And a motion for adjournment. Mr. Enslin, beat to the punch. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you.